Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can probably tell from my desk here, we are going to do a little bit of gel press printing today. It's been a while and I had this stencil on my desk for some time. This is the Wild Rings stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. Actually, it's a mask. It's a mask because there's no border around the edge of this. The design goes all the way to the end without a border. So this is actually a mask, but either way, I've had it on my desk for a while. It's a 6x9 mask. I love it. I think it's super cool. And we're going to play with this. So I've got a few colors here. You can see it's a variety of brands. Doesn't matter what you have. You can even use Crafters acrylic paints. There's lots of mediums you can use on a gel plate, but today we're going to be using acrylic. So you can see I've got some heavy bodies. I got a fluid acrylic. I've got some medium bodies. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to have a good time. I also have my 5x7 plate because, again, this is a 6x9 stencil, and while I could pull out my 8x10, I figured we'll just work with this smaller area here. And then I have some prints that I really don't care for. This has some cool colors happening, but it's a matte print. It was really more of a roll-off and kind of a catch-all and not meant to be a print, but we're going to turn it into a print today. Got this one. This was kind of a cleanup kind of print as well. It didn't really work out how I was hoping it would. This one here just needs more layers and extra stuff happening. And then I have a couple of actual roll-off prints here. They're not meant to be anything yet. So we're going to turn them into something today, hopefully. Okay, this is going to be my focus one though. I really want to turn this into something cool. So we'll see what happens. I've got this on an acrylic like stamp handle. It's a really thin piece of acrylic. You can get these in various sizes from Joggles, and I like using this because it allows me to lift up my gel plate and move it around as necessary. I've got some scrap paper here. You could use a secondary gel plate if you want to, but I'm not pulling another one out today. And I've got my brayer, and we're going to get started. So with the focus of this one being used, I'm going to start off with some permanent alizarin crimson, and I think we're going to use some brilliant yellow green, and we're going to see how that turns out. I don't really like to think about the colors I'm using too much. I like to just get color down, and I don't worry about end results. I just like to play. So you don't have to worry about what colors I'm using. I'll tell you what they are, and obviously I'll have them in my description box below, but don't be like, oh, I don't have that yellow green. That's okay. You don't need it. You can do something else. Okay, I'm going to roll this off, and we have the start of a roll-off print already. Okay, now I'm going to take the stencil and place it on top, and I'm not going to use that one print that I want to play with yet. We're going to use this guy. We'll use the ghost print for the page I really want to play with, and hopefully it'll work out. So right now I am removing the paint from the open areas and preserving the paint that's underneath the actual mask. Just want to give it a good rub, pick up that paint, and now we have this. I don't love it still, but that doesn't mean we can't keep adding to it. Now we're going to pick this up. You can see that we've got some of that green happening, mostly the crimson, but that's fine. And now, this is why I like using these handles. I'm going to move my stencil somewhere. I can place this wherever I want because I can pick it up. I think I want it here. And now I can pick it up again, flip it over, and give it a good rub. This was done with alcohol ink, that's why it bled through like that. But there's also acrylic paint on here. See, that's looking better already. If you just isolate that area, I think that that's more interesting. Okay, so now I still have some color on here, and I'm going to want to pick that up with something. So I'm going to take my bright aqua green. This is one of my favorite colors to use. Put a little bit of this, a little there, and then let's also go in with some cadmium yellow medium hue. I need to get an opaque yellow. I don't really have a good opaque yellow. I'm going to start to spread out the aqua. And then I'll add in that yellow. Little too much paint for a pickup print, but that's okay. It should look cool. Okay, we're going to go on to our roll-off print here again. And I'm going to roll this off. Okay, and now I'm going to grab something else. Let's go with... I really don't care for this at all, so we're going to use that. And I don't care that I'm going to cover it up. You could use a clean sheet of paper too, but whatever. I have this. We're going to let that sit for a minute. And once it's no longer like cool to the touch, we'll pull the print. I am super impatient. And also, I don't always like to let my prints completely dry on the plate because I like to be able to leave some of that print behind for the next one. So this is not totally cool. It's still a little damp. Let's pull this up. See, you could still see some of that color here, and I'm fine with that because then it'll show up in the next print. And while you really don't see much of that stencil or mask that we used, it doesn't matter because this is still pretty cool. And we can still add more layers to this and make it even better. Okay, I'm going to go back in with Alizarin Crimson. I think we're going to just stick with that this time. Roll it out with my brayer. Okay, go back on that roll-off print. This is starting to build up really nicely. Okay, got my stencil, and no, I'm not worried about the paint drying on here. I don't care. It does not matter to me. If it matters to you, then you can definitely clean it off, but doesn't matter. So this is the same print that I just pulled. Check that out. See, that is a much better print now than what that ugly mess was before. But again, it wasn't meant to be a print. It was just roll off. So now this is totally something usable. Okay, we're going to pull this off again. You can see there's a lot more color here than here. And I think we're going to go in with this now again. And because the color is heavier here, I think I want to use it over in this area. Just gonna put this like this, flip this over. You want to work kind of quickly. You don't want it to dry on the plate because otherwise you'd need to add another layer of paint. You could also use a clear gel medium to pick it up, but I don't really feel like dealing with that. All right, not bad. I don't hate it. I feel like it still needs more, but it's a continuation. It's getting better. This is definitely better. I wish that there was a little bit more stuff resolved over here, but we'll get there. Okay, so now we still have this on here, and I think I want to take my brilliant yellow green again, and then more of the cadmium yellow medium hue. And this time we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to just not have the colors kind of all over the place. We're going to have a blend in the middle. There we go. And now I'm going to take this, which again is just a roll-off. And we're going to put that on there. And this might turn out to not be enough again, because there wasn't a whole lot left from that stencil before, but we'll see. Don't think too hard when you're doing this. Just play. Honestly, it's throwing me off that I'm talking about it while I'm doing this. I'd rather just make, because I feel like things come out better when I'm not thinking about it. But I want to explain to you what I'm doing. And I could do this as a voiceover, but I think it's a little easier to do it this way. All right, let's see what we have. Yeah, that needs work still. But it's got some interesting color changes, so we'll go with that for now. This has a lot of paint on here. So we need to start anew. We're going to get another piece of paper. This is just a clean sheet. And I'm going to just lay this on here like that. And just get a fresh print. Clean off our plate. And then we'll see what we have. Alright. Hey, that's kind of cool. That's better. Look at that. Look at the difference. Neat. I like it. Alright. It's a good start. I'm going to take my bright aqua green, and we're going to just use that this time. I put down way too much. I tend to do that, especially with the heavy bodies. I always put down too much. I don't even want to roll this off, really, because there's so much here, but I'm going to. It's okay. We'll start a new roll-off print. Okay, I've got my mask again. Put that on there. We're gonna actually take this roll-off print that we just made together, and we're gonna use that for starters. I feel like I want to use it this way. Take advantage of the block that's on here. And we're gonna go like this. Whoop. Oh, I didn't push down hard enough. That's okay. Push it down, flip it over, and I still didn't push it hard enough, but that's okay. Let's see if we could do it like this. Not a big deal. Nice. Hey, I lined that up pretty closely. That's cool. All right, we've got lots of that fabulous color here. I'm going to take this and we're going to go right in the middle. And I don't really care if I get all of it, because now that's better. See? Way better. I'm liking it now. Okay, let's take this and see if we could pull up any of this paint that's here. Not really. That's okay. This is pretty dry at this point, so we'll just use some paint to pick that up. Let's do something with this. Let's go back in with the aqua. A little less paint this time. Maybe that's too little. It's all right. Put that in like that, and then I'm running out of prints. Let's take this. Lifting that up. This is not attractive at all, but that's okay. We'll use it at some point. I'm gonna go in with this. That didn't really pick anything up. That's okay. There wasn't enough paint on there, but that's fine. We've got some extra color happening here now, so that's okay. I think we're going to do it again. And I want to add some Prussian blue hue because I took it out and I love this color. Okay. Now let's see what we get. Take this again. We're just building layers on this one, and if it ends up not being good at all, that's okay. Better. Better. We could even doodle in between these spaces now. Okay. Now we're going to take this, and we're going to go in this direction this time. And see what we get here. So you see, one stencil and only 6 colors. And I didn't even use the unbleached titanium today. And we were making some pretty cool prints. Better. Isolate that. Don't look at any of this. That's cool. We can still do more to it. But I think that at this point, that's a wrap. We've got some good stuff here that we can work with. That can still use a little bit more, but we're getting there with that. This could still use more, but it's got better coloration now. I really like this. I think this is very cool. This is the print that inspired this whole video, and I'm very happy with how that's turned out, and now it's totally usable. This is the roll-off print that we made, and then I added some of that stencil on top, or the mask, really. This one I love. I think this is my favorite from the day. And then this could use a little bit more, but we're getting there. So we have some great stuff that we can work with. All just one stencil and technically 5 colors. You don't even need that many colors. You can definitely use less, but I'm very happy with this. So I think I am going to stop here, and then next video will be using one of these prints to make a card. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will be back very soon. I will have all the links below in the description box, and if you have questions, just let me know. I will see you all next time. Thanks so much for hanging out. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.